How about this one?
Hello, what's up? Today we have a different background. I'm wearing a very cheesy Christmas outfit, and that's because today I'm recording the video for my Reindeer Readathon TBR. The Reindeer Readathon is hosted by a lot of wonderful people. I'm on Team Mistletoe, so I'm just going to represent my team and say that my captain is Breakeven Books. So we're all split into teams, and if you read a certain type of book, you get points, and you submit those points for your team, and someone wins, you know, because the readathon goes from December 1st to 31st, and, you know, spoiler alert, Mistletoe is gonna win, but we're gonna give the rest of y'all a chance anyways. Here are all the prompts. I'll go through the books that I've chosen for my TBR. The first one is Dasher, worth 15 points, and that is a fast read, as in a book that's under 250 pages, and for that I chose In Grandma's Attic, the first book by Arletta Richardson. Basically, a grandmother is telling her a story to her granddaughter about things she's learned throughout her life, and it basically carries through in lessons and often really funny, cute stories. I've read part 2, weirdly enough, but never part 1, so now's a good chance. Dancer, worth 20 points, a book that has a main theme of music or dance, and I'm so excited to read this. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, and I mean, it's Angie Thomas, don't need to say more. The Hate You Give was wonderful. I've kind of already talked about this because it's a library book. I talked about it in my NaNoWriMo vlog. I've already started reading it. It's the first book I'm reading for the readathon. But yeah, maybe by the time this video comes up I will have already finished it, and I already know I'm gonna like it because it's Angie Thomas, and it's about the 16-year-old girl named Bree who is a daughter of a famous underground rapper, and she has big shoes to fill, and she wants to be her own rapper. She wants to be her own person. Prancer, worth 25 points, a book that has moved around on your shelf but that you haven't picked up yet, like you're putting it off. The Extraordinary Education of Nicholas Benedict by Trenton Lee Stewart, and some of you have been around a while or have, you know, just seen the video. This was in my summer 2019 TBR. This is something I was supposed to read in summer, and, you know, since I chose it for this prompt, obviously I haven't got around to it yet, maybe because it's long, but anyways, it's a prequel to the Benedict Society series, which I like the first book, so this is mostly a cover buy, but other than that, I really like the universe. Vixen, 20 points, a book with a strong female character. That is Julie of the Wolves by John Craighead George. And I've read this before, actually. I hope that's in the rules, but it was a long time ago. I barely remember this besides the fact that I really enjoyed it. From what I remember, it's about the main character, Myax, the girl. She runs away from her home due to very bad circumstances, and she gets lost in the Alaskan wilderness and tries to survive among a pack of wolves. Comet, worth 20 points. A book that you think will have a big impact on you, or you can read as science fiction, and I chose science fiction. I'm reading Into the Black, Odyssey 1 by Yvonne Curry. So this is something I would not pick up on my own. This is one of my brother's favorite books, and this also actually counts for another one of the prompts, which is worth extra points, 15, called Christmas Star, where you read a book that is over 500 pages, and this is definitely, it's like 600 pages. So it's not only a sci-fi, which I usually don't read, it's also very long. For Cupid, worth 15 points, read a book that has romance as its main theme. I'm reading Heart and Soul by Erin Kinsella. This one is very special. It is an ARC, an advanced reader's copy. It's like this kind of setup marriage situation about a girl who comes to Korea to get her book adapted into a film, and then comes across this K-pop star guy, and things happen, and I'm so excited to read it. I have said before that romance isn't really my genre either, just like science fiction isn't something I'd usually pick up, but I'm still excited to read this because, as I've said, romance can be good, and I have enjoyed it before. Worth 15 points, Donna, a book that you think has a beautiful cover, A Wrinkle in Time. I always thought this edition of the book was so beautiful. I didn't like the way they remade the cover to suit the movie, and let's not even talk about how much I hated the actual movie. But this book is beautiful. I've read it before again, but it was a long time ago. And we have Blitzen worth 5 points, which is read a graphic novel, and I'm going to be reading a manga graphic novel called To You the Immortal. This is one that has very high ratings. It's been recommended to me a dozen times, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm going to read it online. I don't have a physical copy. But as far as I know, it is about this being on Earth that is not really conscious, but it kind of takes on living life forms that it encounters on Earth. It takes their form and it takes their attributes, and it kind of meets different creatures, different people along on its journey, and it's supposed to be super sad and also really awesome, and the art's supposed to be great. And finally we have Rudolph worth 20 points, and that's read a book with red on the cover. One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. And I'm pretty sure the 3rd book in this series / trilogy, I don't know, is already out, so I'm really late to reading this, but I've had it for a long time. I've been meaning to get around to it. It's like a thriller, kind of like The Breakfast Club. That's what it's been compared to, where there are all these different kinds of people. There's been a murder, they're all put in one room, and one of them has to be the killer because the person before they died was about to write a really juicy gossip article on all of them. That's what I'm reading for this year's, or I'm pretty sure this is actually the first Reindeer Readathon. I'm doing 3 other readathons, but I'm not going to make a video for 25 days of manga. I'm just going to do that mostly on Twitter just because I have a lot of other videos to do and stuff, and I'm not even doing all the prompts in 25 days of manga, but expect TBR videos for the other 2 very soon. If you're participating in Reindeer Readathon as well, comment below, let me know how's it going, and if you're in Team Mistletoe, thanks for watching, see you next week.